do want to thank all of you for being here. I want to start off with welcoming our city council members. This city could not run without the excellent and hard work of all of our council members who are all here tonight. So we'll begin with Vice Mayor and our Vice Mayor, Susanna. Here, there's more information to give, so I will, Susanna Meyer, she is our Vice Mayor and she is the representative of District 3. And sitting next to her is Councilmember Jovita Mendoza, and she is District 1's representative. And sitting next to her is Councilmember Patanisha Pearson. She is District 2 representative. And standing in the back is Councilmember Tony Orlements, and he is the District 4 representative. We're thankful to have them with us. I will tell you that it is impossible to put into words and even on a calendar how much time and sacrifice is involved in being on City Council, and I'm so thankful that we have the level of individuals that we do that care for our community enough, that sacrifice time away from their families, jobs, homes, and they come and serve our community. And it's truly an honor to serve with them on our City Council. We also have several different dignitaries that are here, and I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm going to try to read this list. Dr. Dana Eaton with the Brentwood Union School District is with us. And also Janessa Oriole from Congressman DeSaulnier's office is with us. She is our new East County East Bay representative, and we're thankful for that. Also, Mr. Bailey Graywall, I saw Bailey there, our former council member and former city engineer, as well as Claire Valora from Supervisor Burgess' office, and former council member from the city of Oakley, and representative for Senator Glazer, and just a whole long list of amazing things that she's done. Also, our planning commissioners, several of our planning commissioners are here. Could our planning commissioners stand up, or did they have to leave already? Oh, okay. Thank you so much. They do an outstanding job. And our representative from Assemblyman Grayson's office is here as well. And do we have any representatives from our Arts Commission, Parks and Recreation Commission, or Youth Commission here? Yes, we have representatives that represent all of the demographics of our community. So I will get right into this presentation. It's going to be a little clunky at first because I am a clunky speaker, evidently. We'll start with Brentwood by the numbers. And let's see, I guess I'm still in control of this, aren't I? Okay, to here. Brentwood is incorporated in January of 1948. We just celebrated last year the 75th anniversary, and I want to thank all of the city departments as well as our community service representatives, the city council, all of the volunteers, and our whole community. The entire year was a focus of celebration of the families that have been here, the things that have been accomplished, and it was really a privilege to be a part of that momentous occasion. The current population is 65,689. The median household income is $145,124. The city has a $350 million overall budget, a $70 million general fund budget, and council has worked very hard to make sure that we have 30% reserves as well. And I do want to thank our finance department and Kerry Breen and his team for all the outstanding work that they do, keeping us as safe as possible in uncertain times. We have had in the last year 39 city council meetings. We have, as a council, passed 158 resolutions and ordinances and issued 58 proclamations. We have one of the finest police departments in the state, and our police department is one of the main reasons that we can still have the quality of life that we have here. When I talk with people and ask them why they moved to Brentwood, there's usually three top answers: quality of life, quality of schools, and public safety. And so of those three pillars that make Brentwood the awesome place to live, our police department does outstanding work. Last year, they had 33,223 calls for service. That's about 90 calls per day. 16,444 officer-initiated incidents. 99% of the 911 calls were answered within 40 seconds. A few years ago, when we brought in our own dispatch, it was a pretty significant investment from the city, but it has been well worth it. There have been countless lives saved because we have been able to respond the way that we have been able to respond. Also, officers arrived on scene in under 5 minutes, and that's really important. In public safety, there's something called the golden 5 minutes. If you can respond within 5 minutes of a critical incident or a medical incident, a person has a significantly greater chance of survival. And so I'm thankful that we are able to provide that service as a city. In our public works department is at work day and night whenever there is anything going on. They take care of our roads, our infrastructure. They do a great job, and most of the time we don't even notice the work they're doing, which means they're doing a great job. There are 7,026 miles of streets that are swept every year, 239 tons of asphalt that are replaced, 13,791 square feet of graffiti removed, and those are removed as soon as possible. We don't wait to find out if it's a Caltrans issue or not. We will take care of that because once you get rid of it, it ceases to invite more destructive behavior. And then we'll let Caltrans reimburse us if it's on their property. There have been 32,656 tons of garbage collected. And I asked if that's a lot because it sounded like a lot. And it is a lot. And fortunately, we have the ability with our transfer station. We are, as far as I'm aware, still the only city of our size that has our own transfer station and our own pickup services. It has saved us significant amount of money, and we are also able, because of that, to plan for the future in taking care of some of the things that are sources of revenue that we're going to be looking into to take advantage in the future. And the point of this revenue is to maintain the level of services that we currently have or make them better, as well as when we can, and every time that we can, because everyone that's on city council, we are simply residents here that love our community. We don't get a break on any taxes. We don't get a break on any cost of city services. And so anytime a fee goes up because the cost of providing that service goes up, we all pay exactly what everyone else does. And anytime we have an opportunity as a council in a city to lower the cost instead of raising it, I'm personally really interested in that, and I'm sure most of our residents are too. So this would potentially be an opportunity to do that when we can. Our Park and Recreation Department is really the face of the city that most of our guests see at first when they come into town. We have nearly 105 parks in the city of Brentwood. We also have several different things that we're able to bring and working on right now. We have 268 total acres of parks. 454 picnic rental permits were issued last year. 11,462 ball field hours of use, and that's a lot. And also, we have had 6,023 youth participants in our events, and that's something that most other communities are very envious of. When I talk to the representatives in the communities, I love the fact that our families are able to stay in town and play in town and be involved in different athletic things and events. We also have just completed the Creekside Park pickleball court. It is now open. Final pavement overlay and striping will be in April. Just last week, I was speaking to one of our downtown business owners, and she is a barber. And when I walked in, she was very excited, and she said, "I just wanted you to know how excited we are that our pickleball courts are up," and reminded me again that it is the fastest growing sport in the United States, and that anyone of all ages can play. So I'm going to have to get out there and show you that I can lose in any sport pretty easily. Also, Veterans Park Playground, there was just some equipment replaced. One of the things that council is making a priority is we want to make sure whenever we can to provide all abilities accessibility in our parks. And so as we are able to, we have committed that we're going to do what we can to bring in as much accessibility to everyone in our community as possible to our parks. We have also begun a diversity, equity, and inclusion effort. And although in the past cities have done this, there's very little that is more important than focusing on the value of every human being and what they are able to bring to a city. Our diversity, equity, and inclusion is a priority effort of the City Council, and the City Council has worked to provide a liaison and a committee to focus on this. There's nothing that brings more strength than diversity. And when you can bring skill sets and backgrounds from different experiences, everything's better that way. And we need to make sure that we own our identity. As a community, we are becoming more and more diverse, which is extremely exciting. And we need to take advantage of the strengths that brings, not just in our community as one, businesses that aren't owned by the city, because we have a lot of diversity there, but we need to make sure that the city leads the way in equity, diversity, and inclusion. And so I'm excited about what the future looks like there. We have a employee DEI survey and trainings that are currently underway. We have a race and equity committee established already, and the cities, and I'm super, super excited about this, the city's inaugural Brentwood Juneteenth event will be June 19th, 2024, here at City Park. And if you have an opportunity, and I know sometimes this may come as a surprise to you, but our council meetings sometimes go longer than people stay on and watch, but I recommend that you take an opportunity to watch our last city council meeting as we began to flesh out what this looks like, because you need to be aware as a community what Juneteenth is about. It is about who we are as a community and a nation, and I'm very excited about it. So in planning for the future, we have a housing element that was just recently certified by the City Council, and it ensures that the state compliance. So in essence, it makes sure that as a city, we are in compliance with the requirements that the state lays out. Unfortunately, when the state often changes processes and passes new laws and regulations, so far they haven't passed a budget increase that goes along with what those compliance numbers are required. And so it's a very difficult thing for our staff, our city, and our council to try to maintain as much local control as possible and still be able to comply with what the state is requiring. I don't even know the thousands of hours that were involved in getting this approved, but our staff were able to finally get this done with a lot of back and forth with the state. I think it went at least 6 times back and forth to the state. And in essence, the state said, this is what we're looking for, and our staff has to say, well, this is how we are doing business, and this is why it aligns. And so there was very little need for major changes because we have already been doing business significantly compliant. But we are now officially compliant there. Also, we have an objective design standards here in the city that are designed to ensure our residential development maintains a high quality of life, look, and feel. So our community is really unique. For many, many years, city councils and planning commissions have done an outstanding job to make sure that we have the kind of community that we're all proud of. And we can always do better, and we want to, and will continue to do better. But we want to be able to say to any developer that wants to build in Brentwood that there's a specific expectation of a certain level of excellence, and we're not going to compromise on that. And so that is something that I appreciate the developers that want to lift and elevate excellence, and the ones that don't, there's lots of other places they can build other than Brentwood. And so I'm very thankful for our objective design standards. We also just passed a city ordinance ensuring that no new gas and oil drilling will be done within the city limits. And I'm very excited for that. I just want to let you know that I was raised in a state that was once called the oil capital of the world, Oklahoma. And a lot of the oil industry would come into the Cherokee Nation and the Osage Nation properties that my family actually lived on. And they would strip out the resources, and they would leave such a terrible mess and brownfields that for 100 years have been basically useless. And so I am a personal recipient of the damage that careless oil companies can do. Now, not all oil companies do that, but the ones that do can destroy an environment and a community for several lifetimes. So I'm thankful that we were able to make the steps that we were to keep Brentwood as beautiful within the city limits as we can. So coming soon to Brentwood, we have several things that are brand new in Brentwood. Along Sand Creek Road, we are completing the road extension and final design before bidding the contract for construction of the sports complex. So the Sand Creek Sports Complex, this final design will be up on the city website very quickly, probably sometime by next week. It will be coming back to the city council for final approval and any changes, final adjustments that need to be made. And One of the things that is very important to City Council in conversation as well as our families is most of our families, I would say within a certain age group, have family members, kids that are in different sports that have to travel a lot. And we are losing out. First of all, it's costing our families more to be in that process if they have to leave because we don't have resources to address some of those needs in a sporting complex way. And so it's important for us to provide what we can, keep some of the stress off of our families if possible in travel league, but also have a resource that we can bring in outside revenue to help our bottom line and continue to provide the level of services that we all want to supply. And so I'm very excited about this opportunity. Also, Sand Creek Road extension will be completed sometime in the summer. I was asked, earlier in the day, what the delay has been. And so the delay was multifold. When we began the process, we had two very amorous golden eagles that built a nest there and successfully had a little egglet. And so the Habitat Conservancy and the state parks made us delay that until we made sure that the eagles were safe. We all want the eagles safe, but we also all want a faster trip to Kaiser Hospital down Sand Creek Road that will also save lives. And so we had that, we had the weather, and there are some other issues that we've been working with regarding some of the delays. But once we complete our part, much of Sand Creek is already complete all the way down to Dozier Libby Medical High School there. So once they get their development done, it will save probably 5 to 10 minutes from going around the normal way you have to go down to Deer Valley. And we have a significant component and demographic in our community that are seniors, and anything that we can do to increase the quality of life and access to medical help, we need to do that, and so I'm excited about that. Also, the wastewater treatment plant. It is a $96 million project. It is expanding our capacity and will finish this year so that we will be able to take care of all the needs of the wastewater that we have at full build-out in our community. And then the organics management project. The city staff has creatively found a project to take organic waste, create biosolids, refine into natural gas, and avoid a rate increase related to a state law SB 1383. And so that's one of the things that I was talking about when we have opportunity to reduce costs to our residents. That's what we want to do. And in addition to that, it takes care of a lot of the initiatives that the governor has set in place regarding some of the green initiatives, reducing our carbon imprint, being able to reuse and recycle the natural resources. And so all of these things are what we're looking forward to moving in areas that a lot of communities don't have the resources to do. But because of the staff that we have and good management over the years by the city, we are in a financial place as well as hiring the right people that understand these new burgeoning technologies and know how to bring them in and implement them into our community. And so we're in a really good place when it comes to energy and the way the future looks in Brentwood. So these are some of the things that are going to be coming. How many of you have had an opportunity to eat at the new restaurant, Locanda Capri downtown? I've had only great reviews from there. I went and ate there as well. Food is really fantastic. And one of the waiters has an amazing singing voice, and he will entertain you amazing. It's really It's really great. I really appreciate our businesses in the city of Brentwood, not just downtown, but all over the community. When you travel around Brentwood, there's very little that you really have to leave Brentwood for. We continue to elevate our dining experiences and our entertainment experiences, and I want to continue to do that as a city, because we are considered the jewel of Contra Costa County, not just by the residents here, but at Mayor's Conference, there are several mayors that refer to Brentwood as the jewel of Contra Costa County, and then they wish they were us. And those conversations are sometimes fun, and sometimes they're not, but I'm thankful for the stands that we make and the level of excellence that we demand as a community. And I know I'm stepping away from my notes here for just a moment, but I want to thank our community members, because we have the benefit of having very involved, very concerned residents and people that care about our community, that love our community, and reach out to us and let us know what you think, what you feel, and what you want to see the future become. And as a council member, we cannot do our job without you doing that. And so I'm very appreciative that we have the level of excellence in residence that we have here. Because with the balance of that, the city of Brentwood is going to be in good hands for a long, long time, because it is in the residents' hands. And that's a really safe place for it to be. We also have an agricultural innovation center. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong slide. I'm sorry, did I need to go back one? Nope. Okay. Well, I'll go through this. I think I skipped over here. So also Costco, I've been asked regularly, when is Costco coming? Costco is coming. And there have been some unanticipated challenges. Costco has let us know that there are some issues that they are waiting to see the outcomes with regarding some situations. Developers that work in this area there's some challenges, but they are coming. They are committed to come, and we are committed to work with them so that our residents don't have to go to other locations outside of the city. The ballpark numbers of tax revenue that I'm aware of at this point is somewhere around $11 million a year to the general fund. That will be a great benefit for our community. Also, Lazy Dog Diner. That was something that our council worked really diligently to overcome some concerns. That is one of the things that I heard surprisingly more about Lazy Dog than any other restaurant that I remember when it came to bringing before the city council. But that is coming. Also, a Barnes & Noble is coming. I want to thank our economic development team for the outstanding work that they do. It isn't easy to bring businesses into East Contra Costa County. And so when we had the opportunity to get Barnes & Noble, it was something that's very exciting. And I hope that many of you have difficulty around their bookshelves, that they're selling the books for half price. I have several bookshelves in my office that have books I never expected to pay, but who can pass up a $5 book on that shelf? And so I'm very excited that we have Barnes & Noble coming. Golden State Orthopedics, that will be in the former LMC campus location off of Brentwood Boulevard. I was told they were just approved for their large MRI machine. That is a business that is a medical business that's going to be coming here to Brentwood. From what I understand, some of the nearest access to those services are in the Bay Area. And so being able to have our residents able to come locally is going to be a real benefit. At the streets of Brentwood, there is going to be a place called Limitless Axes and Ale. I understand that is a daycare facility. That is, I may be wrong on that, but if you want to send your husbands there while you're shopping, or somebody that likes to throw axes and have ale, we have a place for you. La Quinta Inn and Hawthorne Suites also is in the process of coming to the city of Brentwood. And Mockinut, I wasn't sure what Mockinut was, and it is a donut place that is doing interesting and cutting edge things with donuts. So if you thought more couldn't be done with a donut, you need to go check out Mockinut. And then Dave's Hot Chicken. I don't know how many hot chicken places are going to be coming to Brentwood, but we will now have two. Okay, I did miss one. I'm way behind up here. Okay, our Innovation Center Utilities, the former PA1, the city has finally worked an agreement with one of the property owners that will enable us to put in the infrastructure that will then prepare for whenever any building is going to be at the Innovation Center. We're not delayed. We want it to be shovel ready so that any businesses that bring in high paying jobs, high quality jobs, when they look at this area, we want them to be able to start immediately, and the city is working to make sure on our part that they can do that. I am a part of something called the Green Empowerment Zone, and that is, we're working with the state and federal government funds to bring high-paying jobs, tech jobs, manufacturing, high-tech manufacturing jobs into East County. And Brentwood, we are at the table. We are focusing on that. That is something that all of us as residents want. Our full city council has stated that we want that. Our city staff wants that, and our residents want it. To enable someone to get anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of their life back every day in just a commute, and have a high quality, high paying job here in the city of Brentwood is something that is absolutely a top priority. And so we're working to make those things happen. One of the things that we need to know as a community, and I want you to understand, is yes, things are difficult in the country right now when it comes to economic development. But Brentwood has something that almost no one else in the Bay Area has. In addition to the great quality of life and the amazing people that live here, we have a piece of property that is zoned to attract exactly this, high-paying, high-quality jobs. And we are one of the few places in the Bay Area that has access to that. And so, yes, it may be costly for a corporation to come out here or a business to come out here and build there, but there are businesses that are focused on the business model that will provide for them is exactly what they're looking for. And so we have had interest from at least one gigantic multinational corporation that if I said their name, everyone would know it, and probably everyone here has something in your home that they have designed, made, and provided and produced here. And we are now, because of the work of our economic development team, we are now on the international map of locations available in the Bay Area for this kind of thing. So we will, at some point, we will see the fruition of all of these years of hard work and effort, and we will be able to provide the opportunity to have these jobs. I just want our community to know this is a top priority for us. One of the very exciting things that we're in the process of working with right now is called the Agricultural Innovation Center. City of Brentwood owns a piece of property on the other side of Sellers Road, formerly called the Nail property. And in the county, that is the agricultural enterprise zone. And so in order to have anything over there, it has to be agriculturally centric. And we are teaming with some of our local agricultural families to have an innovation center there. And it is going to be a place that our community can interact with the growers, our FFA and our 4-H can take advantage of it. There's going to be a community garden there with one of the companies that has been in Brentwood for a long time. It's an opportunity to educate ourselves on the agricultural roots of our community. Brentwood is moving into the future in our identity as well. But we will always have a significant component of our community that is agricultural. And I don't ever want to see it go away. The city of Brentwood has invested millions of dollars in partnership with state and nonprofit organizations over the years to find properties that are in our ag zone, in our area of influence outside of the city limits of Brentwood. And we have kept those perpetually agricultural. No building can ever be there. It will always be agricultural in those areas. And the county has said that there won't be any building out there as well. It's permanent agriculture. So once you get on the other side of Sellers Road, and that is our ag core. And anytime that you are in the city or you're going around places and you say you're from Brentwood, immediately they start talking about the corn and the U-pick. And we currently now officially can say we are the U-pick capital of the United States. And that is awesome. Wow, that's overwhelming. I've been going on for a while. But we are the official U-pick capital of the world, but we've proven it in the United States. And so we want to take advantage of that as well as for our families, as well as economic development. Adaptive recreation, I touched on this earlier. We have people of all ages in our community that have all kinds of different abilities of physical, mental abilities, different challenges and advantages. And we want to make sure that everyone understands how important each person is to our community. And we want to make all of our recreation, as much as is feasible and humanly possible, accessible to anybody that wants to use it. And we want to attract that as well. One of my concerns is that the state does a job as far as when a person that has different abilities up to the age of 18, they have resources available to them. But once they hit the age of 18, those resource opportunities are very, very few and far between. And so I want to make sure that Brentwood as a community takes the lead in providing resources for our family members that are not only 18 and under, but 18 and over as well. And so that's very important. We are entering labor negotiations with our different departments. And so that is something that was going to be happening this year. And we've been having town halls with the city manager and our police department. The feedback that I've gotten from that has been very positive. We want to make sure that our residents have access to our city staff. The city of Brentwood is a customer service organism. That's what we are. And so we need to make sure that we provide the top level of customer service that anyone can experience in the state of California. That's the goal. And so it's council's call to make sure that we as a council provide our staff with the resources that they need. We make the decisions that we need to enable our residents and our community to be heard, not just feel heard, and so that our city can respond quickly and agilely to any concerns and needs that they have. And so this is one of the tools that council has put in place to address the concerns and have accessibility to our staff from our community. And we're going to have the former Davis Camp, which is at the corner of Sunset and Brentwood Boulevard. There's a piece of property there that we are going to be putting a Davis Camp monument in honor of all the families that were here, that came out looking for, some were looking for a better way of life, some were looking just to survive. During the Dust Bowl of the 1930s, many of the families that we have here were forced by varying circumstances and situations to be out here, and Davis Camp was one of the places that they lived in tent houses, some in their vehicles, and it was a location where in Brentwood, the residents of Brentwood, the businesses in Brentwood that were offering them the opportunity to make wages at the time, they were able to come together and work and support. I've talked to several families that were actually a part of that. Some of them were young children and still remember that. When we first moved here, there were a couple of families that I got introduced to that had lived at Davis Camp and were workers there, and their families stayed here. And one of the ladies' her name was Floyd Weeder. Her family was a part of that, and she said that the care that they took for each other was so life-changing that they wanted to be a part of that community when there was really very little out here. So when I heard her say that, it just really resonated with me, because one of the great things about the city of Brentwood and our community is that we are very family-centric, and we genuinely care for each other and care about each other. I have seen several situations in our community that people that really don't know each other at all, when they saw someone struggling with something, having a flat tire, needing someone to help carry something, they'll stop and help someone. Just the other day, someone was having car trouble downtown, and some of the residents just helped push their car right into a parking lot. It's because although we are a growing city, it's really important for us to still be a small town community. And people matter most here, and I'm really thankful for that, and I want to make sure that we keep it that way. So a regional look ahead. We are going to be having access to the Roddy Ranch habitat restoration. The former Roddy Ranch golf course. It's 230 acres. That is going to be opened in the next couple of years to local and regional access with the East Bay Regional Parks. And so we are going to have access to hiking, cycling, equestrian opportunities there. And it's really great to live in a place that we have such open spaces. And years ago, when we first moved here, my family and I were driving down Deer Valley Road, and we stopped and looked over Deer Valley and the different open space there. And I told them then, and this has been 20 years ago, we probably need to take some pictures of this, because if things go to plan from what I've seen in the outskirts of big cities, it won't be long until all of this is built over. And fortunately, we were able to partner with the Habitat Conservancy as a city and help protect that as permanent open space and parklands. And because of that, our grandkids and for the foreseeable several generations are going to be able to go out and enjoy nature. Out there, it is natural habitat to a lot of different things. We are in the Golden Eagle corridor. We have the kit fox in this area, little bobcats. We have all kinds of endangered plant species as well as animal species there, the red-legged frogs, the fairy shrimps, all of these different things. And having our families be able to walk in safety and locally enjoy nature is something that's really very important. So I'm excited that we're going to be able to take advantage of that. And also, the Mokomni Trail opening, the overpass will be opening March 20th at 10 a.m. with a ribbon cutting. That overpass is something that is really exciting. The city of Brentwood didn't have to pay a single dollar for that. We were able to take advantage of the decisions through ECRFA, State Route 4 Bypass, Caltrans funding, and what this does is that is the connector bridge that connects 6 counties in the state of California, and you can start on trails from South San Francisco, and you can stay on trails all the way to the foothills of the Sierras. And that was a specific missing component that was a challenge. So if you want to stay on trails, bike trails, hiking trails, walking trails from here, and you have the time, you don't have to sit in Highway 4 traffic. You might not get there any more quickly, but it's going to be a lot prettier if you want to ride a bicycle down those trails to some of the jobs in the Bay Area. So that's something that is exciting and very important as well. So at this time, are there any questions regarding any of this? Wow, our staff answered all of your questions so effectively in this presentation. Well, I do want to thank all of you for being here and being our neighbors. My family has been here. This is where we live and are going to live. I raised my kids here. They went off to college, and they came back, and now they live here. And my son just got married. He lives here. They're going to raise their family here. And frankly, it isn't because of what we do as a city council necessarily. It's not what we do as a city staff, but it is what we do as a community that makes our families want to stay here and be here and keep it the amazing place that Brentwood is. And I don't apologize for anything that we are when it comes to the care that we take for our neighbors and our friends and our community. And somebody said, well, it's kind of like Mayberry out there. And I said, well, isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? And I would be happy to keep it as close to Mayberry as possible for as long as possible. I know it's quickly changing, but I would tell you this, as long as I'm on council and as long as I live in this community, I will continue to be involved in keeping our community a place that we all want to raise our families, keep it safe, and keep it awesome. We have amazing representatives on city council. We certainly don't do it for the lack of money. A few years ago, I did a quick spreadsheet on just the hours in that year, and I made less than 97 cents an hour that year pay, but the rewards were outstanding. I get to live in Brentwood and serve my neighbors and friends and community and family. So thank you all for being here. Thank you. Most of you are involved to some degree in different things that are going on in our community, and without you, Brentwood would not be the lovely place that it is. So thank you for all the things that you do as well. Thank you. God bless you.